channel. It is April 24th. Wow. April 24th of 2024. That will not happen again. That will not happen again. Yes, indeedy. Good morning, one and all. Let's say it together. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. We are here. We are here. We are here. Man, we are hastening down the road. It became windy overnight, as if Frankenstein was in one of those haunted house movies and escaped out of the lab. We went from 60 something to 40 something last night, and it got crazy. Crazy weather, crazy weather, crazy weather, crazy weather. So good morning, people. Rendezvous time. Rendezvous. Had a good time yesterday. Got a little sleep. Did a poem. Yeah. Then went and shot some basketball. Went and played. Well, I don't really play basketball. I go for therapy. I go and shoot free throws. I've been doing that for years. Just shoot free throws. Get my mind off everything. And my girl joined me. And she's been talking smack about being Michael Jordan. I had to show her what time it was. Kobe got it done. That's all I can say. she got to work on her jump shot. But it was windy, so I gotta give her a little props. I told her, I said, well, baby, just hit the rim. And we go from there. I played my girlfriend in some basketball last night. A little quick scrimmage game. She gonna get mad. Put my business in the street. Anyway, she got whipped. She gotta lick her wounds now, right? So good morning, one and all. I'm Franchot Pearson. It's April 24th of 2024. How are you? Man, another day the Lord has made. Let us all be glad in it. Wednesday. Countdown, countdown, countdown. Yeah. I want to talk about the significance of the courts. The significance of the courts. Thank you for the compliment about her. Yeah, we've been talking about playing basketball for a while, so I told her I was at the I was over in the playground. She came on over there. And let's just say she got dealt with. I had to show her what time Kobe was back. So yeah. How about the courts, people? Why are we in the court in America? Why are we in the court in America, right? That question has been bugging me for about, I don't know, ever since Donald Trump went to court. And I've been asking myself, what is the significance of Trump going to court? Who's on trial? Who's on trial here, right? Man, it's deep. It's deep. It's deep. So I'm going to take a stab at it this morning. Hope you guys had a great rest. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you have some good plans for the weekend. We got some crazy weather here today, blowing like nobody's business. You know, in today's life, you got to live the moment, right? Especially in Chicago. We are the windy city, but going from 60 to 40, the high 60s to 40, it ain't that kind of party, right? But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Hope you guys are going to have a great day. Hope you guys do something exciting, you know. But yeah, I want to talk about the courts this morning. The world court, or just specifically the American court. And why are they holding court in New York? All that's, you know, it's just, I think it's significant what Trump is going through. I really do. I don't even know how to begin this other than just to begin. But I've been thinking about this court thing. Because after this thing, if he's fined, I don't think they'll send him to jail. They don't want to riot yet. It ain't hot enough, right? But after this proceeding, I believe he's got 2 more trials to go through. But why the court? What's going on in the courts in America? Well, people, America's 247 years old. America is 247 years old. And I'm looking at the rhythm of it. Trump and Biden end up where they were, 7.5 years ago, whatever. Trump going back to be president again, and 3.5 years ago, Trump faced off with Biden. You know the story. But here we are again, watching the duel, the battle. I think duel is very important. Like I say, it's Cain Abel with a twist. But why the court? Why the judgment, if you will? Why the trial? And I have been asking myself, soul searching, why? Then this morning, I just had a few things. I said, let me talk to you guys about it. America's 247 years old. Is that a coincidence that we're going toward the 47th president of the United States? And America's 247 years old? Is that a coincidence? I mean, think about it. When I was younger, I showed it on a few videos last year. I had my room, the bicentennial, back in the day, red, white, and blue. I've always had this reverence for patriotism, you know. Wherever I put my feet at, that's where I'm loyal to. That's where I want to build up at. But why the court? Why the judgment? Why the trial? I think that America is being exposed for who she is. That's what I think. And I think that the court reflects Mystery Babylon. Now let me expound on that. We're talking about, the sexcapades of Donald Trump. We're talking about the dealings financially and the cover up, allegedly, of Donald Trump, right? All that's on trial. And then we got the finger pointing. Bad English, Pearson. We have the finger pointing of Trump about everything that Biden is and isn't doing. And the funny thing about it, in this court, they're using words like witch hunt. You ever thought of that? The witch hunt. I mean, normally when you go to trial, if you talk about the witch hunt, it's got to be deep, right? It has spiritual connotations. This morning I ran into a video. I've been talking about this thing about them being symbolic about taking Trump out, like the word shot and stuff like that. Where in this video it says they blew it. Judge shreds Trump's defense in gag order hearing. I don't know if you can see that. It's MSNBC, of course. And that title, again, is They Blew It. Right? Of all the titles, right? You guys can see that. They blew it. And that title drew me. That title drew me because I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. And I'm like, they blew it. Is this another hint about the death of Donald Trump? Then I kind of like went down a notch and like, okay, Pearson, what is blue? He blew it. You blew it. Well, I think about a flag that's blowing, and I think about the trial. And I think about I Pet Goat. I want to say the last 2 minutes where the flag ends up being shredded. And to me, you can't shred it until you get clearance. Now, What do I mean by that? If I'm right and Donald Trump is on trial, which represents America in my mind, it's symbolic, and he's finger pointing with all these things, the agitator being Biden, then to me it fits with the iPad goat at the end that it's being shredded. Do you follow me? Let me see if I can be more specific. The more Trump goes to court, the more you claw away at America. I'm going to say it again. The more that Donald Trump goes to court, right? The more you claw away at Donald Trump, which represents America. And we have blew a breath of life, so to speak, and put our hopes and dreams in him. Not all of us, but just being plural as opposed to singular. We've blown the breath of life into Donald Trump to quote unquote make America great again. And that's what hit me. I'm like, wow, he's on trial. But the end result is that the flag will be shredded, and it's being shredded. Then I had to stop and think and say, wait a minute. Didn't it become shredded back in the day when they said, you know, don't do the Pledge of Allegiance in school? Don't talk about God in school. Prayer, take prayer out of school. Let's have, how would you say, I don't want to get in trouble here, the elimination of life out of a woman in courts, elimination of a baby out of a woman. Isn't that a shredding of America? Think about it. I mean, you can go down the road. The morals of America have taken a hit. The division of the family have taken a hit. That's shredding. And so I don't think I'm too far that the bottom line is that America is on trial, symbolic with Trump. And it has to be shown, how would you say? Trump captivates all of that. And it's on, /Donald Trump is on trial. We're on trial. As much as I think that it's not him, symbolically, it all fits. It all fits. And the agitator is an old man, right? No disrespect, an 81-year-old president named Joe Biden. But why the court? Well, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and he founded everything on his law, right? And if America is at the end, which I do believe she is, 147 years old, she has to be judged. You follow me? America has to be judged at the end. So that is the reason for the court. You feel me? And New York is that place, that very unique place of the United Nations, the money changers and the banks, the international bankers, and everything else that goes along with it. So I just wanted to share that with you, is that it looks like this is all symbolic, and the country has reached a climax point where it is going to be shredded, and then it will be taken out. Thus the title today, They Blew It. I want to play for you this video and how they go into it, okay?
George, I want everybody's, but you first. Your biggest takeaways today.
Biggest takeaway today was how Trump's lawyers got creamed on the gag order, and then the second biggest takeaway is how good a witness David Pecker was. You know, the first
For the prosecution.
For the prosecution, he's telling the story in an orderly fashion. He's No, he's just the right demeanor to tell the story chronologically from beginning to end, the theme being this was all about affecting the election. And that's, that is, he's taking the weight off of Michael Cohen. It's going to be the defense, actually, who's going to try to build up the importance of Cohen. Prosecution doesn't have to. Combination of Pecker basically setting the stage for explaining why they ended up doing what they did with Stormy Daniels, and
so let's set the basis of the title of this video. They blew it. You know, when you go to trial, you try to set the tenor and tone of what direction you want the trial to go when you're after someone, especially like Donald J. Trump. So they sent their best. The first call of witness was that guy named Pecker, who Trump had a quote unquote relationship with, a business relationship with. And I believe what they say, allegedly, he was the owner of the National Enquirer, tabloid news, yet that news person of that day was allegedly hired by Trump as a alleged Cohen fixer, if you will, of the news. I just find this interesting. I just find it interesting that 147 years, whatever, I'll keep forgetting, however old America is, 247 years, that it lines up with going toward the 47th president of the United States. And this well could be the end, the last election. And when I put it in this context, because she's on trial, because America's on trial through Trump, we're not going any further, people. I said we're not going any further because what happens is that from birth to a point where you are brought up on charges, this mystery Babylon, either you're set free, right, or you go to the slammer. In this case, the powers have been hinting for a long time, probably even before they had this Snoop Dogg video called Lavender. They've been hinting at the demise of Donald Trump. But never did I think about it in the context of America until this morning. So I want to get your feedback. Do you think that this is also symbolic of America, that Trump represents America? Whether you agree with him or not, this image of Trump, it is about the birth of America 247 years ago, and now the ending. And that part symbolic in the mini movie on YouTube called I Pet Goat. I believe it is. And then it's, at the end of the movie, an I Pet Goat, that flag is shredded, people. It is shredded. There's no doubt the symbolism in that movie. And I believe that it fits with the moment. I'm not saying that the trial is going to put him in jail. I would say that the trial is going to expose a lot, and it's going to bring out a whole lot, because when you blow on something, you swirl up something. And we're going to see a whole lot of things about America which were quote unquote hidden, which to me didn't have to come up. But again, it's a trial. And America is on trial. And what unique symbology here. And now I'm more interested in the trial now than ever before, because again, if I'm not mistaken, he's got 2 other trials to go through. And look at it, to me, I'm going to look at it in terms of America being judged and how this thing is being crafted. I always wondered what it meant and who was Mystery Babylon. When I got older, I figured it out. I learned from older people. I'm just gonna keep it real. When I first was introduced to it by listening and reading, I was like, yeah, it fits. America's Mystery Babylon. But what made her a mystery? Well, guess what? The trial brings that out. Thank you for the love offering. Thank you. The trial brings it out. So America has thrown its best at America. They had to go real deep with a guy who used to run the National Enquirer. To a lot of us, it's a sleazy publication. However, the National Enquirer and the Globe, they brought out news that the alphabet boy newspapers didn't bring out. So I do have respect even for the tabloids, because even with TMZ of today, which is the modern day National Enquirer, if you will, they do expose stuff. They do expose stuff. But people, what a time to be alive. I'm not going to spend all my time watching the Trump trial, but again, it's been on my mind. I says I want to talk about the Donald Trump in relation to America. Do you believe that America is on trial as well as Donald Trump? I believe yes. 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 And his nemesis is Joe Biden. Yet again, they're equally involved. They both have a role. I said they make up the X. Donald has a leg, and Biden has a leg. They're going opposite directions down the road, but yet they're going to end up in the same destination, because that's what makes up the X. It's the checkerboard. What a day. And as much as we try to blow into life this image of Trump, the end result is that the courts are setting this thing out, and it's going to help inflame the situation, so that when they do take him out, boom. You know as well as I do, we're going to have social disorder. We are going to have social disorder. What do we do with social disorder? Endure. It's going to be different in different parts of the world. What I can tell you is this. Ever since I met my girl, I've been preparing her for social disorder. More so the mindset of it. Why? Because I want her to be prepared. We don't agree on a lot of futuristic things, and that's good, because you can't agree on everything. But I tell her, baby, look, this is the last day. This is it. And I do believe that's why we're being shown all this symbology. We are on this Titanic ship, and this time we know exactly where we're going and where we're headed. And I have people that email me and say we can put it back on course. I don't think so. I think that we're at the end, and that it has to culminate. It has to end. And I would go on record and say this: the numbers show it. The numbers show it. You don't have to be saved, to do gematria or figure it out. That's not to qualify to be saved. Of course, Jesus' precious blood is what you need to be saved. But it helps to understand what time it is so you can prepare. So I am preparing people, and I pray that people are receptive for the changeover, because I don't want you to get caught off guard. We have to be strong enough mentally. Now, what am I getting at? It just so happened that last night, I watched a few videos on economics, and it wasn't planned. It was not planned. We have a lot of businesses here in Chicago closing up. And then There's a chain. I can't think of the name of this chain. There's a chain of restaurants right now. Well, a chain of retail stores. I can't think of the name right now because I don't shop there, but my girl does. Me and her talked about it. But there are a ton of retailers, people, and I've lightly touched on this on the past because I did restaurant for 19 years. What I can tell you, and this is what I forecasted, all the businesses, watch this, all the businesses that have a small, what's the word I want to say? I want to get it right. A small profit margin. All businesses that have a small profit margin, they are failing within the last few years and are going to fail within the next 18 months. Timestamp this video. That in part is the shredding of America. I'm gonna say it again. I hate that I forgot the name of the retailer, but they're closing over 100-something stores, people. I'm keeping it real. I think it's more so of a woman's store. Businesses with a small profit margin, they will be the first to go. Which are those? I know restaurant. I know retail. Any and everybody who has a small profit margin, those businesses are in trouble. And here in Chicago, a chain of food stores, okay? I believe there are over 300, of which X amount of those are in Chicago. They just closed without employee notice. You feel me? This is what's happening right now. I don't know what's happening in your city, but I've been warning people. They're going to keep hiding this in the media, but I am telling you right now, if you can, get yourself a side hustle. I'm just keeping it real. The Bible says, he that endureth until the end shall be saved. It didn't say how. You got to keep some money in your pocket. Got to get some extra groceries in the store. We are being set up because how many commercials have you seen? Oh, prepare yourself for the next catastrophe, right? The next WAR, the next social unrest, and or the next what? Grid, the next cyber grid. You follow me? All these commercials are out here warning. I saw you here. And look, I'm not going to lie. I hate it. I hate it. I'm like, I just want to be left alone. But something's cooking. Something's cooking. And it all culminates to me with this trial. America's on trial, people. I have to come to that reality. You have to come to that reality. Economically, because I know economics, I am warning people. If you are in retail, if you are in fast food, if you are in a business where the profit margin is thin, like an ice cream parlor, your business is going to be greatly affected. You can only keep going up on prices so many times. The ingredients cost more. We are living in that time because this is a Joe Biden robbery economy. I'm going to say it again. We live in a Joe Biden, I've been robbed economy. If you notice, gas is gradually going back up. Food is already high. Interest rates are, they're being challenged. Insurance, because all these different catastrophes with the weather, insurance is going up. You name it. We being economically shredded. It's going to reflect what happened in 2008 and what happened in 2019, hint, hint, where the bigs are going to have a party, and between the government and the millionaires and the business people, they're going to max this moment. In other words, they're not going to let a tragedy go to waste. They're going to buy up this real estate. I'm just keeping it real. And when you see things that happen in things like MAUI, and what we just saw happen in Taiwan, and what we just saw happen in overseas, Dubai, don't think if these tragedies were man-made, don't think the plan was, it to me, it was to go in, capitalize, take the land, buy the land, and leave you and I homeless. I can go down the road of how many millionaires, including Oprah, they're buying land, they're purchasing farmland. They know this thing is shredding. So when you see this thing, this Trump trial, look at it as the shredding of America. It's just one part of a whole, is what I'm telling you. And it's blowing my mind. I'm so glad that I chose this topic this morning. If you don't get it, rewatch the video. What I'm telling you is that America's on trial, because America began in 1776, and guess what? It's on the tail end. It's being judged in relation to everything that happened in relation from 1776 to now. And guess what? It didn't pass. It doesn't mean there weren't some beautiful people like you and me in America, but these foundations of America have to be shaken. The education has to be shaken. The government has to be shaken. The business has to be shaken. Everything has to be shaken and torn into shreds. I'm just keeping it real. Thank God for the revelation. We just got to get ready. If you can, get yourself a side hustle. If that don't work, move in with your friend. It's time to survive, people. I'm keeping it real. I got a plan. I already told my baby, look, if me, you, and your mom have to get together and move in together, that's what we're going to have to do. You're going to have to make it. You're going to have to make a plan. I ain't throwing doom and gloom. I'm talking about prevention. Don't think this trial is what I'm saying is just about Trump. It's not. It's about America the beautiful. And we're gonna have to learn to save ourselves. Look, many times when I get a revelation, it's just not that quick. Sometimes it takes weeks. And I've been asking God, why the trial? I just told you my opinion. I'm Franchot Pearson. I got to go to work. I love you. I'll talk to you a little bit later. If you haven't checked out my poem I did, check it out. I just did a poem yesterday. It starts out about, let me play it right quick before I get my butt in trouble. I wrote a beautiful poem yesterday. I was supposed to go out and play basketball, but a poem came to me, so I played it right away. Alex Baldwin. Let's see here. Trump's judge, Lord have Alex Baldwin. Controversy. Trump's judge, Lord have mercy. Biden orders a black and white shape. Taiwan hit. Earthquake. Demonstrators on college campus. Illegals no mercy. Ron DeSantis. Prince Harry, British crown. Flew to California. Secrets bound. Missiles flying. Israel and Iran. Signature Pence. Line in the sand. Spy bill from Joseph Robinette Biden. Written in code. What you hiding? Gotham City. After Trump. Stormy Daniels. Call Forrest Gump. Box of chocolates on witness stand. Supporters. Obama. Yes, we can. Alvin Bragg's threatening jail. Trump responds. Go to P. Diddy. Still in the news. All this gossip. 1 million views. Man sets himself on fire. Holding a sign. Insinuating liars. 95 billion. Off to war. You think the homeless are keeping score? Dubai's endless rain. Stab a bishop. Pleads insane. OJ, rest in peace. last administration. Hail to the chief. That's deep, baby. That's deep. All right, people. Love you. Talk to you later. God bless.